Bror Fredrik coming at you live from my studio here in fabulous Las Vegas. And before we get started, I'm going to invite you to like, share, subscribe, and hit that bell button in case you haven't done it already. I know there's a lot of familiar faces, but there might be a few new ones, so smack that bell button. Today, I got a photo dump. I've been talking about it for a long time that I want to share some of the photos that I have here in Las Vegas. For those of you who don't know, I've been a professional photographer other than a truck driver for a few months. Go figure. My entire life. And a lot of these photos are probably, some of them are 10 years old. Most of them are about 5. Some of them are a little recent. We'll see how many we can get through. I literally have close to 10,000. So we're not going to go over 10,000, but I think I got a couple hundred. I'll keep an eye on the clock, but it's also going to be a good time to do trivia because some of them I'm going to let you guess where they happen to be at. So that should be fun. Let me see. Let me fire up the chat activities here. Whoa. Thanksgiving celebrations. They want us to celebrate Thanksgiving already. I mean, if it said Christmas. Speaking of Christmas, I saw my first Christmas commercial on, what the heck was it? I don't remember what I was watching. Maybe it was something on Paramount or something on Samsung Free TV, which if you do have a Samsung TV, if you're not using, or a Samsung phone, if you're not using free Samsung TV, you're totally missing out because there's like a thousand free channels. Everything from music to sports to outdoors to crafts to movies to westerns, you name it. There's something for everyone in there, and I use it. But it happened to be in Spanish too, which I thought was interesting. And I forgot to say, if you'd like to support my efforts while we're live, Super Chat is the way to go. But I got the Cash App, I got the Venmo, and don't forget that today and tomorrow is Amazon Prime Day. You don't have to buy anything from me, like I always say, but if you start by clicking on any one of my links and then go off and do your shopping, it's kind of the same thing. I get credit, costs you the same, and I get like 1%, sometimes all the way up to 2. So that's kind of awesome. What do we got? 79 people. That sounds spectacular. Bror Fredrik, have you watched Celebrity Family Feud before? I probably. Depends which one. Are we talking Richard Dawson? Are we talking, Steve Harvey? I don't know. I haven't watched those shows in a long time, but I'm sure I caught one once in a while. But where are you going with that? Let me know. And let me see if there's any other stuffs in here. You guys saying hello to each other. Kyle, shout out Kyle, coffee time. I gotta bring more electricity into the studio. I'm completely out of outlets. I gotta run some wires, which is not an easy task in this place. Gotta climb up in the crawl space, drop some wires and some boxes and some metal cable, but I need power because I'm using the last outlet for my coffee warmer for a monitor that sits over there. Priorities, right? Just get rid of the monitor, keep the coffee. And we also got Pellegrino on deck, and we also got T. Shanley on deck. So we're gonna talk about T. Shanley. Fellas, 30% off your first order, link in the description. Costs you less than a cup of coffee a month to look frickin' good. And there's no shame in wanting to look good, gentlemen. And it works. Can you tell? It works. I'm going on like 4 months already, and I think it's changed my skin tremendously. For the better. All right, let's see. Anything else I got to cover? Oh, couple of business things. More power, like Tim Allen. Yeah, I need more power in here. I'm probably going to drop like a 30 ampere in here, and probably 2 more outlets, which I'll split off, yada, yada, yada. How you doing, Sylvia? Urban Auntie, you're so versatile. I got your message and I shall reply. Miss Google in the house. Everyone's here. Tom Mac, Venus, let's say hello to our mods also because they keep all the fluky dookies down to the absolute bare minimum, which is absolutely awesome. And like I said, I don't know, maybe I said it yesterday. Sometimes I forget. I am going to do a, what was that? I am going to do a Meet the Mod segment. I got to coordinate that once all the dust settles, and I think we'll get everyone on at once, and you can say hello to everyone. And yeah, the other thing I wanted to say in terms of channel business, yes, we are going out on Saturday night, hit the strip, do our thing, have some fun, of course. We are going to do an AMA, Ask Me Anything, on Friday. That we missed this Friday because I was away in Nashville. Shout out Nashville. But I might do it from outside the studio. I'm thinking about doing it from True Bar. So we'll see. Depends on how my day goes on Fridays. Fridays is either an easy day or it's a crazy day. It could be my second Monday or another Sunday. There's nothing in between for me on Friday. However, Thursday, we might hit the strip again. I got to keep my finger on the pulse, but the culinary union workers are supposed to picket in front of the MGM properties. They haven't said anything about Caesars Entertainment yet. They haven't said anything about the Wynn yet, but they are confirming that they are going to picket in front of 8 MGM properties. I don't know what time, so I got to find out if someone knows, if there's an insider out there to let me know when these things start. I want to be there. I want to see it. I don't know if I'd say I want to support them, but I think their causes are just because the culinary union as a whole is probably the lowest paid out of all the employees in on the properties, so they should get some money. But they're also picketing and trying to reach a compromise for two things. One, extra pay for F1 in the Super Bowl. I don't know, that could come in many forms. I mean, a temporary bump in salary for serving the same amount of drinks or being a little busier. I don't know if I can get on board with that. But maybe overtime. Give them some overtime or pay them for travel time, which is the other thing that they are wanting and trying to get out of them via this picket, which is being that it's such an enormous pain in the ass to get to and from their jobs. It's costing them an extra hour, sometimes coming and going, because not everyone lives by the strip. If you live in the Southwest or the Northeast or whatever, on a good day, you could be driving 45 minutes to get to work. This is a big town now. People live on the outskirts, where it's cheaper. So some people are spending up to 3 hours a day traveling. So they're trying to talk about some type of compensation for all the extended travel time that's taken place. So I'd like to see that. Like I said, if someone has the inside skinny, go ahead and drop it in the comments or send me a message via the email there. And I want to be there. I don't care if it's 8 in the morning, 12, whatever. I'll make it a point on Thursday to go out there and show you live what a culinary union protest looks like. Hopefully, heads get cracked or, they don't bring in the riot horses or anything, but it's usually extremely civil. Hasn't been one in a long time, but, I want to see it, and I know you guys do too. So, Phil is in the house. You're drinking an Americano from Dutch Brothers. I like that. What's up, Greg, Jasper? I'm going to reach out to you shortly. Something crossed my mind. I think I'm going to reach out to you quite shortly. Let's see. Okay, we got... Right, I thought Dutch Brothers was a paint company too. When they first came to town, I was like, damn, that's a small place to be selling gallons of paint out of. I thought the same exact thing. And they put the color stripes on there. Looks like, Dutch Brothers paint. I wonder if there's any tie-in to that. And I've been doing a lot of research, so either tomorrow I'm going to make you wait for the pictures. Tomorrow I'm either going to talk about neuroplasticity, Well, you tell me in the comments. I got 3 ready to go, 3 thinking out loud segments. Tell me in the comments or tell me now. I have neuroplasticity, which is how anyone can rewire their brain for positive or negative, but we want to lean on the positive. It's simple and anyone can do it. You can undo all sorts of mental traumas. You can undo all sorts of bad habits. You can undo or learn anything that you want to with the concept of neuroplasticity. And it is proven. I use it myself, want you to use it too. So we can discuss neuroplasticity tomorrow. We can discuss why feeding commercial dog food to your dog is killing your dog. I've been doing a ton of study on that too. The information is out there and it is absolutely frightening. Like I did the expose on why your car is spying on you. This will be in the same vein. A little bit of an expose to wake people up. I mean, I don't want to scare you, but at the same time, I do. I wish I knew these things when I was a dog owner, although towards the later years in my most cherished dog's life, I was cooking him food, and I'm glad I did because it just seemed right because he became allergic to a lot of things. So, commercial dog food is killing your dog. There is no disputing it. We can talk about that. The other thing we can talk about is, sadly but true, statistics are coming out. Why am I doing that? That's kind of ugly. Statistics are coming out that say human beings generations are getting dumber. The average IQ, not only in the United States, but throughout the world, people are getting dumber. IQ is down on average close to 22 points. 22 points. That's huge. That's undoing. We're at the place now in society where we have undid. I got all the charts and graphs. We had 70 years of IQ gains, and in the past 3 or 4, they've been wiped out. An entire 70 years of IQ gains wiped out in a matter of months. There's explanations for it. I have some theories. Some of them are a little tin hatish, but we shall see. Think of the song that, whatever. You know what song I'm thinking of? Okay, so that should be interesting. So let me know. Do you want to talk about neuroplasticity? Do you want to talk about how commercial dog food is indeed killing your dog? Even the blue whatever, even Rachel Ray's crap, it's all killing your dog, and I can prove it. Or do you want to talk about how people are literally becoming dumber? And that should be fun. I don't know. So let me know. So let me fire back up this chat because I'm going to ask you some. Joe Q. Idiocracy. That was an intense movie. I did watch that, and we're going there. I mean, smart, rational, critical thinking people are in short supply these days, and they're almost looked at like that movie. They're almost looked at like they're the weirdos. Like, you're smart. You think for yourself. You don't let media or other people or memes tell you what to do. What's wrong with you? Same thing like that movie. It is coming. Brain power. Number 3. Okay. Neuroplasticity, IQ. All right, I'm going to read all these after, and we'll do a little bit. You're going to have all 3 anyway. I'm just going to decide which I want to do tonight because I got to put together graphs and charts. I want to be kind of, I don't want you to just take my word for it. I want to show you pie graphs and all the rest of that shit. It's true, most of it, except for the dog food. That one I think is going to send you for a loop. And if they're doing it to the dogs, I mean, let me not start. Drink some Pellegrino, Bror Fredrik. All right. Yeah, nobody reads anymore. That is definitely you. Miss Google, you're smart. That is actually one of the reasons why people are getting dumber statistically, because people aren't reading anymore. And it also dovetails into neuroplasticity, because as people are getting dumber, it's also a neuroplasticity issue because they feed upon each other. But you can rewire. I mean, it's been proven that through neuroplasticity, they've been taking people in the low IQ categories and helping them raise their IQ so they're more functional in society through neuroplasticity. So if you're already intelligent and you apply neuroplasticity, you become even more intelligent, and you could unwire just about any bad habit. I mean, some requires a little deeper thing, but we all have our mental issues and our traumas and whatnot, and you can rewire all that. So it's an intense concept. But I'll drop a quick knowledge on you as far as the IQ goes. Do you know? I'll just leave you with this, and we'll jump over to the pictures. Do you know that on the bell curve of IQ, and some of the tests are reliable, some are not, but I'll give you a little taste. Do you know that 16% of the US population has an IQ of 80 or under? That number shocked me. 80 or under. Once you get 70 or under, that's I guess you're allowed to, I'm not a medical doctor, but I guess you can say it in this context. 70 and under is nipping at the heels of mental retardation. So 70, but 80, I don't know what the stat on 70 is, but at 80, 16% of the population is at 80%, hovering down towards mental retardation at this point. And there's various causes for that, and hopefully it's not too late. But like I said, 70 years of gain has been wiped out in the past couple of years. Frightening. But anyway, enough of that. Let's get on over to the other computer. You ready? All right, not yet. Let me get over to this angle real quick. Let me get my mic set up because I want to narrate. So, I'm also going to... I'm voting for... What? What are you doing with that stuff? I'm reading The Stoic Man. Oh, that's another thing we're going to get into. Another branch of Bror Fredrik research is Stoicism. Marcus Aurelius, the thoughts of Marcus Aurelius and stuff like that. And I also read the Tao. I also read... I read a lot of philosophy. I don't agree with it all. Some of it's a little far out there, but a lot of it's cool. And Nordic philosophy. So I gotta drop that. Yeah, common sense is in short supply. There used to be a thing where people would say, people are getting so educated in the formal education, college and, further education, that they're forgetting how to screw in a light bulb. But I don't think that's the case anymore. Anyway, I am going to all the popular readings, especially the Havamal. I was thinking about taking a verse of the Havamal during every studio live stream and dissecting it, because the Havamal, the ancient Nordic text, my people, it's basically the playbook for life. It's an instruction manual, as well as the Bible is, but this is an instruction manual in a practical sense of how you handle different things. I mean, it goes so far as to say things like, before you cross a threshold, so that's why I'm gonna, how would I say? I'm gonna bring it into modern vernacular and, our speech patterns and such. It'll even say, before you cross a threshold, which means a door or, walking through a door, look to the left, look to the right, and see who's in there, before you just, be aware of your surroundings. And it's broken into chapters like, how do you treat guests? that's a whole chapter with a bunch of verses. How do you handle relationships? That's a bunch. Dressing, punctuality, everything is in there. I think you guys would be like, if you got to read it. But I'm gonna read it to you, and we'll probably dissect it. All right, you ready? Let's get into this. So, some of the things I'm gonna tell you where they are. Some of them are extremely obvious, and other ones I'm gonna see if you guess. Let's test your Vegas knowledge. And here we go. Here's number one. All right, let me pop me up in the corner just in case you want to see me. All right, now this is one. This one was part of a commercial shoot. Who recognizes where this might be? I wish I had like game show music. I need some game show music, don't I? Book club with Bror. That's a freaking good idea. And I am thinking about I'm ready to do let me just get back over to me a second. I'm ready to do a Bror Nation After Dark. Maybe not this week, but definitely next week. We're going to chill out and just hang out all night. I'll dim the lights a little, smoke a cigar, have a drink, and just have a straight up good time. So expect that soon. All right, back over to the picture now. Pop me back up there. Okay, that is not the Luxor. That is not the Aria. That is not the Cosmo. Not the Vidara. All right, I'm not going to make it too difficult because I got a ton of pictures to go through. That is actually the Veer. Recognize the bridge over here? That's crossing over from Aria. You see the pointer there? That's crossing over from Aria, goes inside the Veer. That goes inside. It's all connected, like the bridge from Crystal Shops. This is their valet down there. You can see the poles, but that's their they got a dog walking area over there. This is actually the valet and part of the entrance over at the Veer. So I did a commercial shoot over there. That was quite successful, and this is one of the pictures from there. I thought it came out real nice. All right, let's see. Hold on 1 second. Why are you switching? All right, just give me 1 second. I gotta set this up so we can switch. Do a little switcheroos on here. Bum, 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 bum. All right, there we go. Let's get back over there. All right, switcheroo. What's the little tab? It was sitting there for a while. All right, next, that is another picture of the Veer, believe it or not. That is their rooftop swimming pool. A lot of people don't even know that's up there. Beautiful pool, beautiful area. They have a little bar area, lounges, yada, yada, yada. Olympic swimming pool. And you can see right across from Aria. So that is the pool, rooftop pool, which is kind of fun to be looking over the top of the world from the Veer. Some of these pictures are on my site. There's a link, I think, down below somewhere on Fine Art America. Like, I know for a fact this one is. But should you want one of these pictures, just reach out and I'll get a copy to you. And of course, and these are all copyrighted too. I actually submitted all these pictures to the Copyright Office. So I'm really not concerned about people snagging them, not at this resolution. But I thought that was beautiful. We all know where that is. All right, let's flop over to the next one. Similar picture, different angle. This was a number of years ago, quite a long time ago. That is it's the Santa Monica wheel. What up? Little different perspective there. And let's see, another different perspective of yet the same. I like that picture. I always try to go out when and photograph pictures of Las Vegas, and you'll see a common theme when when it's overcast. It's just it just like, it soothes my soul. But look at that up close. I mean, that's, I think I shot this on maybe was either a D800 or a D810, maybe 42 megapixels. So I'm standing on the ground and you can pretty much see the people inside. That's a super high reser. All right, where do you think I took that picture? That should not be that difficult to figure out. Parkenstein's in the house. What's going on? I hope you guys enjoy these pictures. Like I said, I've been talking about it. I thought it was about time that I actually showed them. Yeah, it's a cute picture. These ducks, I don't know if they're making out or what, but they got some kind of business going on. I actually took, okay, the nature pictures that you'll see. And if this goes over well and you guys actually enjoy it, I'll show you like Red Rock. I have Valley of Fire. I have nature shots I took all over. I have, Mystic Mountain. I have a lot of different themes. I got a whole downtown collection, and I have an exterior collection. I mean, this is just, maybe there's 100 pictures I'm going to show you now, but this is just a tiny fraction. I got pictures from Boulder City and things like that. So if you guys want to see stuff like this, I'll continue to show it to you, because it's not doing the world any justice just sitting on my computer digitally. Even got their eyes closed. That's kind of romantic. A little beak in there, a little necking over there. But I took the nature pictures that you're going to see were actually taken at the Flamingo. These are pictures from the Flamingo, which, the habitat in the back. I don't know if these, that's kind of an old picture. I don't know if they have everything there, and we should probably go there pretty soon, to be honest. I think we could still live stream from there. I've got to figure it out one day. All right. And that's obviously the Flamingo. A flamingo at the Flamingo. That's when they had a lot of them. But they don't really put them out as often as they used to. Let's check this dude out. I mean, that is some super high res activities right there. Flamingo looking all like, I don't think they could jack you up, but he's looking all serious. He's like, yo, bro, I didn't give you permission to take my picture. Look at the feathers. That's just intense. I love the colors of that picture. And again, at the Flamingo, we all know where that is. That I took that's a pretty old picture. That's probably 10 years old. I love zooming in. The stratosphere. All right, who knows where that was taken? That shouldn't be too hard to figure out. We got a waterfall, we got some phony rocks, and we got some evergreen trees. That should not be. Did the win. Right on, Kyle. Everyone got that. Yeah, that wasn't too hard, but I like that picture. Matter of fact, I gave them a print of that picture. I did so many photo shoots on their property, and I used to drag so much equipment through their property, and they're great to me. The win is absolutely awesome with me, so I gifted them a copy of a couple of their shots just for being so gracious. What they did with them, I don't know, but they still don't let me live stream in there, and I respect that. But they like me. This one I think is also up on Fine Art America, if I'm not mistaken. But I like this picture a lot. That's a fairly old picture, and that is also at the Win. The detail, you can see all up in its grill. I mean, I don't even bother taking out. I could Photoshop this type of stuff and make it look perfect and everything, but I don't like doing that. I mean, if there was a big bird turd or something on there, I probably would have, but I just don't like making objects or people unrealistic. But I actually love that picture too. Little dusk picture activities there. And again, at the win. All right, let's see. Oh, a downtown pick snuck the F in. We all know what that is. Yeah, you're right, man. A little patina, exactly. Patina is good. Like when people clean things up too much and make them like brand new, they're actually harming the value of certain things. Not that that equates to photography in any way, but still. There's our fire spitting friend. I dug the show. That's an old picture. I can tell that I shot with my D750 or D700 even. Yeah, that's an old picture. That's when the shows were fun. I don't think the shows are as fun as they used to be anymore. It's still cool. Still, it's fire. Fire is good, but not as fun. They try to get this phony, and that whole container park thing, I don't even understand or get or participate in. I don't know what they're trying to accomplish over there, but it's just not my cup of tea. And they're trying to get like crowd participation and just let people enjoy the damn thing. Anyway, I digress. Next picture. Oh, that's another downtown one in front of ABC Liquor. And okay, I think that was gotta be St. Patrick's Day, because this guy's decked out in his St. Patty's Day hat. I thought that was kind of cool. This guy is making eye contact with the lens. I mean, he's even got this part of his face tatted up. Not under his nose, though. I mean, I guess that would hurt. I don't know what that blank spot is. Maybe we'll put a bone through there. But, yeah, he told me after I shot him that he has 100% coverage, other than the lips and the eyeballs. And I've seen people with tattooed eyeballs, too. But he said he has 100% coverage. So that means it's in places that, well, what do you put? Your tattoo of a butt on your butt? Or what do you put on your wee-wee? What do you put, like eyeballs or something? I don't know, whatever. But I thought that was an interesting cat right there. So that's a downtown picture. See, again, overcast. You see how overcast plays into mood? That is, well, you can tell what that is. That's New York, New York. But I caught this just at the right time before they lit up the building. But this one, for some reason, was lit up. And I did some fancy footwork in Photoshop, too. But I thought that was a cool one. It's a juxtaposition of this all being light on an overcast day. Like that word? Juxtaposition? You guys digging this? I hope you're digging it. All right, here we go. Yeah, they can tattoo eyeballs. I've seen that. That's freaky. Yeah, a tape measure. Yeah, like like dudes always say, yeah, it's 8 inches. Just say it right there. We know what that is too. They don't light up the flag. I mean, I haven't seen the flag lit up, nor the Statue of Liberty in quite a while. But I kind of dig that picture. I'm trying to figure out what camera that was. That's an old picture. That's probably my D700. I'm a Nikon guy, in case you wondered. Yeah, that was that nautical twilight. That's why it's all blue. And I think we know what that one is. I think this picture is up on Fine Art America, too. Go check those stuffs out. I mean, some of these pictures are like, $5. Other ones are, it depends. I mean, if you want one, the size of a pool table, it's a couple $100, but that's who I use for my processing and distribution. I thought that's a cool picture. The Excalibur. All right, where's that? Hard, some of these pictures, when there's a story behind it or it's excruciatingly hard to take, I will let you know. Where is that picture from? You guys should know. Yeah, Tony, I'm too square for tattoos too. That's some freaky deaky detail. And the picture is actually much larger, but I cropped it in so that it's all symmetrical. You could almost measure how symmetrical that is. Not Caesars, not the Bellagio, not Tropicana. Keep them coming. Not the Venetian, not the Travel Lodge, the Travel Lodge, the Notel Motel. Come on, you guys got to know what that is. It's okay. I'll give you a hint. It's between two casinos. Even that looks pretty freaking boss. It's not the Titanic. Nope, not Main Street Station. It is the ceiling in between Paris and what is now the Horseshoe. You know how you walk through and there's the guy, the bronze dude sweeping. It's the hallway right before that where guy feel whatever with the hair and whatever where his place is that I heard isn't doing so good. That's the ceiling right between Paris and Horseshoe. I love ceilings. Yeah, it does look like Vatican City, doesn't it? All right, we all know where that is. I stayed in the same spot to get different flavors of this very same picture, but I thought this one came out pretty awesome. Shout out Mandalay Bay. That's an old picture too. Yeah, that's an old picture. Well, old, maybe 8 years. No, maybe 6. I don't know. Whatever. Luxor. That was before they started plastering shit all over the back of the Luxor on the pyramid. Bud Light or whatever. They weren't doing that then. I thought it was nice with the how green and healthy the palm trees were at that time. And the sun was hitting it all golden and beautiful. I thought that was awesome. This was she was they used to have these little next to Park MGM when they first opened up the park. There was like little vendors in there. They weren't obnoxious like the ones on the strip or downtown, but they were allowed like little artsy crafty, artsy fartsy things down there, and nobody gave them a hard time. Maybe they had permission or something. I don't know. But she was doing her painting, and she was using a very old easel, and I thought it was an awesome picture. And check that hair out. That's like red AF. Yeah, that I took with yeah, that's got to be my D800 or D850, D810. It's one of them. I mean, look at that. You could even see the hair, the little hair that everyone has on their neck. That's some crazy ass detail. I thought that was an interesting picture, and she seemed like an interesting person. So I captured her. This is, I think, the floral ones, which I have a whole nother category of flowers. I think I took this. Well, yeah, I know I took this at the Bellagio. That's when they were like really, really, really big. Now, I think they found that this level of detail with all the little flowers is a little too much work. So they tend to put larger things rather than these small flowers. They don't die as quick. They don't have to be rotated as quick. They don't need as much watering, even though each one of them is on like a flat, like you buy them. But they don't do things like this quite as much anymore. But I just thought those were beautiful. Again, the details. But yeah, these flower pictures were definitely the Bellagio Conservatory. And I think I took that with a macro lens. Again, I weighed it in the same. This is on the if you want to take nice pictures in Las Vegas of yourself or of the town, it's not a secret or anything, but the best place to do them, some of them, is on the top floors of parking garages. Excuse me. I mean, you could take them out of the windows of the hotels, but it's so hard to do because either the glass is dirty, you get the reflections, and it's just weird. So if you're into photography, get up on the roof of just about any parking garage and just look around and you'll be amazed. This was taken from the roof of, I believe, the Excalibur. Yeah, that's the Excalibur roof. And like I said, I stayed there day and night. Well, not day and night, but, 5 to 7 or whatever to capture some of these. And I thought they were kind of awesome. The Mbe and the Delano. Yeah, don't correct me. It's not the Delano, it's the Delano. Yet another one. It's a beautiful picture. I love the gold. And you don't need to be a professional photographer. There's some tricks that I can do that a cell phone can't, and a cell phone, you can't really expand them the same way. They're designed to be living on a phone. You can't really print them the same way. They come out a little too crispy. But still, you can get some amazing pictures. Just right time, right place. And I hope these pictures are also giving you some ideas for things. Like, you can stand right there and be in the picture. You can take selfies in all these spots too. This is this. You know what this felt like to me? This felt like an old Pan Am postcard. Remember how Pan Am used to have this very same look? That was the look I was going for too. I mean, I was a super duper young little kid, Pan Am, but my mom's was kind of like a Pan Am. I don't know, there was something sexy about Pan Am back in the day. And we used to go to the Pan Am International over at JFK and whatever. So that style always stuck in my head. So that's what I tried to reproduce here. And if I'm not mistaken, that's the ass end of City Center. We all know that's the Veer, that's the Cosmo, that's Aria. And that is that's part of Aria, the Waldorf. Yeah. That I think is the walking bridge, sort of where the new bridge to Vidara is, sort of near where the parking garage bridge is from Aria. That's such an interesting building. But yeah, that's a Pan Am shot. Thought that was kind of awesome. It's in the clouds, like the clouds sort of tie the whole picture together. If that didn't quite have the clouds and it was just the what they call it, bluebird skies, like is typical in Vegas, it wouldn't have been the same shot. So I used to run out according to the weather and go check all this stuff out. But the clouds, I think, make it. Again, I shot it and I finished it. Finish means process, Photoshop, whatever you want to call it, in a rather Pan Am-y style. All right, what and where is that? That should not be too hard. Check out the contrail. Oh no, that's vapor, Bror Fredrik. Yeah, okay. Vegas is the test bed for technology and chemicals. I think they drop them on us at the regular. New York, New York. You are correct. Everyone's correct. You guys are awesome. Okay, some of these pictures, all right. The ceiling that I showed you, the stained glass ceiling, I laid on my back on the ground with people stepping over me. And I did the same thing here. I had to do. I couldn't stand up and do it. I was literally laying on the ground trying to get this like absolutely I mean, you could almost take a measurement to see how symmetric I got it. I mean, it's like an RCH off, but pretty damn freaking good. Let's see the bird poop up in there. But yes, that is the bridge. And we all know what that is. The wheel. That is the Platinum. I almost bought a place over at the Platinum. Let me see if I can get it up past there. Yeah, I almost bought a place over. I regret, put it this way, I regret not getting a place at the Platinum because they were like, they range from like 130 to like 225. but they were like old, like Golden Girls decor and the whole bit. They all had to be gutted. But now that same one that's like 235 is like 2 million. So I do regret not buying one when I had the opportunity. Wah wah wah. See how sky makes a difference? It's that's probably the same day. It was just a movement of the cloud activities. Bonk. Same spot, same day, different cloud scenario. I kind of like this picture, but at the same time, it's kind of nondescript. I think me and Phil were chilling out up here. Wasn't we somewhere over here, Phil? If I'm not mistaken, is that you, bro? This is why, you see, even without a giant lens, if you have a high enough res camera, it's like a second zoom. I mean, if people are like up there doing anything like fluky dookie, you could definitely see them, even though I only took this with like a 200 millimeter. If I took it with my 600 millimeter and zoomed in on top of that, you could see like ashtrays or whatever up there in the furniture. So, yeah, be cautious what you do out there. That's all I'm saying. And I finished this one off in a very unique style. I kind of dug it, but I also caught this picture when when it was when the reflection was just right. The building was catching the blue sky. That I did not Photoshop, but you can see the reflection of the building in there. That's pretty intense. You could zoom on in on that one too. Yeah, that's an old picture. That was probably the D that's probably the D800. And it is the Aria, in case you didn't know. What the heck is that? I thought that is a pretty groovy ass picture. You guys digging this? We won't know what that is. I got another picture standing under her. The showgirl bar. I don't know. That's to me that's such a cliche image. But I had to do it, you know? I had to do it. Oh, she's giving me that 1,000 yard stare too. She thinks she's too good for me. Huh, excuse me. She's got a nice thin waist though. But yeah, the showgirl bar. Miracle Mile. That is a unique picture. That is the P. It's not the V, it's the P. But the way I shot it, I used a tilt shift lens, which I used to have to do a lot of in order to get things. I used to do a lot of real estate photography, and sometimes like you have to get all the angles right. Yes, you can correct it in Photoshop, but not really. It's easier to just buy a $3,000 tilt shift lens, which I still have, but consequently, you can do crazy shit like this. I made that thing look as tall as the Empire State Building using that lens. So I thought that was a kind of a cool picture, but that is the V. No, that's the P. It's not the V from the front. That's how long that has been there. You guys know what that is. The crane is kind of hidden back there from the angle that I took it in, but that is on top of the Venetian. That was supposed to be the condominium projects. That is phony AF, in case you didn't know, and I'll show you up close. That is a tarp. What you see in that area is 100% tarpage. Well done. I mean, you gotta give them that. That would probably cost them several 100,000, if not a mil, in tarpage to make it look that good. But I remember, what was it, a couple months ago, we saw a storm that ripped part of it off. Someday they'll do something with that area. But yeah, it's supposed to be like $1 million. You can see that. That's tarp. Those are supposed to be, oh, you can see through it right there. That's all that's up there is scaffolding right now. Those are supposed to be multi-million-dollar on the strip condominiums. It had an S. I forgot the name. You can look it up or whatever. The Sheridan, or it had some like, blue blood name. All right, let's see what else we got. Oh, there's another one. That looks very, I don't know. How would you describe that? Alfred Hitchcocky? Alfred Hitchcocky. Did he say that? That is one of the tunnels. There's so many fun places to shoot around the Venetian and you just get creative. You frame things. So I framed the background of Vegas and the eye draws directly in. Like, don't you want me to just scroll right now and see what the heck all that is? Think about that when you're taking pictures. Frame things, and the eye naturally draws you to wherever this is. The eye says, okay, this is where I'm supposed to be looking in here. That's how photography works. In case you didn't know. You can tell how old that is by the performers up there. And this, of course, is way pre-pandemic. Pretty clean, too, I must say. Yeah, always try to frame. Always try to get a foreground object, a mid object, and a background object. Those make the best pictures. This being the foreground, obviously. This being the midpoint, and this being the background. Those make for the most interesting photographs. Now, teaching all the secrets too. And again, framing. Do you know what this is? Of course you know what this is. This is again at the walkway, the outdoor walkway in front on the second floor at the Venetian. I just caught the sun at the right time. But it's framed. Kind of cool. Those are the things up on the pedestals there. Yeah, I could have taken the time to Photoshop all that shit out, but it's not there. If I do sell it, I probably will. If I sell that image, I would. But, look how far I had to zoom in. You can't see them until I go like 500x. But still, if I sold this image, I would probably get rid of those. But again, beautiful image, framing, composition. This is in the middle, the dark versus the light. Silhouettes add interest. Groovy, huh? And again, same type of concept. We're framing over here. Venetian is our subject. Kind of a gloomy day that was. I actually love this picture. This is one of my favorites. And you can see how different Vegas looks. That's why I always like to take pictures. Again, like I said in the beginning, when it's overcast or when the sky has some characteristic to it. Sun and sun. That's why I get excited. I mean, I'll be honest. That's why I'm like, yay, it's freaking gloomy out. Because when you live here and there's 345 days of sun with no clouds, these type of things become interesting. At least to me. Massive levels of detail. Not sure what those flags were. But again, drawing the eye in. I should put this up on Fine Art America. That's a pretty awesome picture. That's pretty friggin' awesome too. See how the clouds set the mood? And I waited until it had this opening in the center that draws your eye into the photograph. And you think of all these things. Composition. I hope you guys starting to think about things like that too. Look at Terry Fader. Excuse me. Mystere. The original must-see show. What up, bro? I like checking out the peoples too. That's how long that shit's been up there forever. And the sun was just peeking out from behind there. All right, this should be, I don't know if that's an easy one. I think we've been back there live. Who knows where that is? Everyone digging this? All right, I'll look at the I'm getting caught up narrating, but I do want to look at all your comments because I value each and every one of them, and I appreciate the compliments. This is the chapel behind the Flamingo, where the little nature preserve is. There's a little hidden garden back there, and that's where they do. Once in a while, it's open. Sometimes it's not. But you can get back there and take some pretty nice pictures. The right on the other side, where I'm taking this photograph, maybe even over here, is the statue and tribute to Bugsy Siegel. They just like snuck it back there. But this is their garden. That's their wedding chapel garden. And that's pretty crazy. We haven't seen truly amazing, stunning, off the hook sunsets in Vegas in a while. But once in a while, you get one of these and they last maybe, I mean, you've seen it when I go out live. I'm like, holy cow, let's look at the sunset. And they last maybe 60 seconds because it's coming. The sun, there's mountains, obviously, Mount Charleston and the other mountain range behind it. Once the sun, it's just the sun being at the perfect angle that illuminates that, but it sets another, RCH and it's done. And you would never get to see nor appreciate that. But it's just getting sunsets in Vegas is just a timing issue. But looks like the clouds were on fire. And I like the way the Coliseum had the flags on it at that time. I don't think it does anymore. But yeah, once in a while, right place, right time, you get a shot like that. Or like that. This one I know I have up for sale on Fine Art America. That was a pretty intense shot. And it's going to be even more intense when the Mirage is technically no more. This is a piece of history, but I just caught that at the right time. I didn't really do too much editing on this. I might have done a hair, but that's legit. That's how I saw it. And that I took actually from across the street. But again, awesome sky shot. Once in a while in Vegas, you will see one of those. If you're looking up for 30 seconds, or you might miss it. Bonk, gone. There's another one. I set my exposure so that it picked up more on the light inside the clouds and caused the shadows here. That's a pretty freaking, and there's blue sky, there's nautical sky here and flaming sky here. That's an extraordinarily rare thing to see. It's usually either one or the other, but in that photograph, I got both. Let's see, who's this dude? Some dude. Yeah, it's pretty intense. And we know what that is. I did a little, that I did process. I wanted that faded. I gave that a very faded old school look. I thought that was rather classic. Yeah, I like that picture. I don't know if it's your guys' taste, but once in a while you got to do something a little different. I liked it. I would love to climb up there. Who gets to climb up there? They should if they charge like $99 to climb that shit, I would. I'd pay for, to be able to peek out the windows or do something, That's a pretty amazing structure. I'm sure there's stairs in it. And I wonder if there's any hidden stuff. Maybe because there's floors there and everything. Maybe that's where they take card cheats or something. There's got to be something going on inside there. That I thought was a nice picture too. That has a very I don't know. Vincent Price kind of thing going on there. It looks very like Frankenstein Castle. Again, right lighting, not too much processing. I like to get the shot right in the camera versus, nowadays people are all about the spray and pray and, I'll fix it later in Photoshop. I'd rather wait a half an hour for all the stars to be in alignment to get a shot like that, than spend 2 hours in Photoshop, picking them out and another 2 hours editing it back down to here. I like to get it right in camera. All right, let's see. We all know where that is. Excuse me. Let me get rid of this crafty ad here. Dun, 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 dun. How many people we got on? 114. All right. I'm starting to pick up a little steam in the studio lives. I appreciate you guys hanging out with me in the studio. And I hope YouTube sends some more people who enjoy the vibe too. I'm changing my tonation as I'm talking. These are relaxing me. And I'm thinking through as I'm oh shit. Oops. That was Pellegrino. I didn't see it on the other side of. Oh, that's my laser. All right. I did not see that on the other side of the microphone. Let me get this mess out of the way. I'm getting a little into I'm reminiscing about when and how and where and whatever that I took all these pictures too. That's why I'm starting to calm down and chill out a little bit. I got so lazy I spilt my damn Pellegrino. I think that's the last napkin I had within reach. I'm gonna have to. Well, it's just water. It's not like it's soda or anything. But let's go back into this here. Yikes. My Pellegrino. I should be drinking it. So we all know what that is. That's kind of a neat shot too. I like that. I like the city center is just kind of awesome. A lot of photo opportunities there. This is before I even understood Tom Ford, but he grew on me. Now, LV, I'm down with the LVs. Louis Vuitton. That's in the very first picture I showed you, the pool. This is where it is. The pool is right here where these windows are at the top there. The very first picture I showed, that's where the pool is. And each tower has its own pool on top. And of course, you do have to be a resident, yada, yada, yada. What's down there? Tiffany. That's a cool picture. That was, oh, we know what that is. That was the old Harley Davidson cafe, which is no longer there. And that's probably an old picture too. Got some pretty badass detail. That thing is giant, but they still took the time to get all that detail right on it. The Harley busting through the wall. The food there was absolutely freaking rank. It was just they leaned on their name so hard. It was kind of they tried to do whether it was country, whether it was I don't know, picnic taste. It was just I don't know. That place was just is what it is. They were just riding the laurels of their name, Harley Davidson, but the food blew chunks, and you'd probably blow chunks if you actually ate it too. What is that? That is the Signature Towers, the MGM Signature, right behind the MGM. These are beautiful. You can purchase these too. You can find Airbnbs and rentals in these too. The only problem is they are beautiful. I've done a lot of photo shoots inside there. The only problem is you can walk from the Signature to MGM and then have access to the strip, because these are set back from the strip, but it's a walk, it's a hoof, yeah. I mean, even in a skunk scooter, it's a long ways to go, but still an awesome property. No casino or anything, but I've done a lot of shoots there, and I've shot a lot of the insides as well. And I did a photo shoot for Top Golf. These were licensed, so I can show them. I did a photo shoot for Top Golf when they first opened, and these were some of the production pictures that I shot for them. That's an amazing view, and that is also right near the signatures. That's fun. I mean, I've hit there. I don't like hitting golf balls from 9 stories up, because they go like 4 times further because they have to drop out of the sky, so it's not realistic. It's not like a training facility. It's just fun. And that is one of their interior bars, yada, yada, yada. I like the furnishings. I like the retro look inside there. That, I think they used that for, and it might still be on their website or something. I don't know. And I think you know what that is. Not one of my favorite pictures. This picture makes me a little crazy. One day I have to go back and redo it. Why do you think it makes me crazy? What's wrong with this picture? Shout out to my OCD buddies out there and budettes. It is off by that much. Like, that's off by like 1/10 of 1 degree. If I was just 2 or 3 inches to the left, that would have been a flawless picture. Just cutting that right down the middle. But that drives me crazy. I would never sell that nor publish it. I mean, other people, look at the detail. Get all up in its grill. Other people might think it's pretty awesome, because it is pretty freaking awesome. But it makes me nuts. Because it just, either that. See, the other thing is, because I did line up on the keel, and you notice the keel is absolutely symmetric. No, it's actually not. I was gonna justify and rationalize it. No, I just effed it up. Bottom line. I should have been like 3 inches in that direction, and it would have cut right down the middle. Still pretty freaking awesome. That is, you know what that is? That is the gondolas at the Venetian. All right, where is this picture? This might still exist, but that does not exist as of right now. And I thought that was good. That's got a nice faded look to it too. Anyone? Nope, not the one. Come on, you guys know where it is. All right, let me give you a hint. This does not exist because they're fixing it. Supposedly, the 2TO's been working on it. Come on, come on, come on. That is one of the fountains, the smaller fountain by Caesars. That is, that little bench sometimes we chill out on, and about right in this area here is that 3-inch piece of cement. And sometimes you go tightrope walking across. That's approximately where this is on the north side. And again, foreground, background. See, it makes for a more interesting picture, draws your eye in there. That's some freaking detail. Slowed it down. Yeah, I like that picture, but that is fountains at Caesars. You guys know your stuff. That's an interesting picture. I don't know. I thought it was interesting. I think I posted that on Facebook, and it wasn't extraordinarily popular. I did not Photoshop that. That was legit. That, again, is at Caesars, and that's one of their, faux lamps and whatnot. Most of them, the lights are all busted now, but they used to light up and have the appearance of, like flames and whatever. But Caesars being Caesars, they let everything go to shit. But I thought that was an interesting picture. Maybe if it was dark, I don't know. But look at the detail. But I gotta say, this thing is clean. I didn't clean that up. I mean, that thing's holding its own. That is old too, and it's totally holding its own, and that is legit. I mean, that most people would be happy just with that picture, but that wasn't even the deal. I just thought that was cool. I don't know if you do. Let me know. Oh, there's another flamingo doing flamingo stuff. What up, bro? You doing flamingo stuff in there? What are you hiding? He's got something hidden. What are you hiding in there, bro? But I think the colors are awesome. Again, that is the nature preserve or habitat at the flamingo, with the flamingo being a flamingo. If you haven't ever checked that out, I highly recommend that you do. More flamingos doing flamingo-ish things. Oh, caught that guy drinking some water. He's got a drip. They look so serious. Why so serious, bro? Why so serious? See how I blurred them out? He was the subject. Your eye gets drawn in there, and those little lights in the background. That's from that like breakfast cafe or whatever the hell it is. Why so serious, bro? And we all know what that is. See the difference? See, the bluebird sky, if a lot of those pictures had this sky that is so typical of Vegas, they just would not be the same. If you put this sky on the rest of those images, it would be so blasé, honestly. But in this case, it worked because of particularly this color palette right here. If it wasn't for the color palette that everything else has, like this offsetting the amount of blue in there, wouldn't have been the same deal. But it's still pretty amazing. I like that picture because it is a correspondence here in terms of color theory. You got to understand color theory, but there's a correlation between these colors that make that photograph work. So I like it. Oh, that's a nice one. Look at the golden hour sunset bouncing off the buildings. Shout out Cosmo. Have you ever seen Leo look that good? That was back when they used to really take care of this area. Now it's all like all these tiles and the marble, it's all busted up and everything. I think this is so faded that you can't even tell that used to be like a gold. But look at Leo. Leo used to be on point. I don't know if they went out there with Tarnex or what, but that's how nice it used to look at one point. That used to be like stunning. You could legitimately see, look at the sky, the reflection of the sky bouncing off his chest. That's how intense Leo used to look. Now it's, they just got to get out there and clean it, but they don't care because people are sitting in front of the slot machines, pouring their life savings in. So they're like, why bother? They don't care if he still shines or it's tarnished or the paint's peeling over here or everything's cracked over there. But at one time they did. That's an old picture. That's pretty amazing. And that's pretty self-explanatory. That is the Veer, and that is the valet at Aria. On occasion, they used to have the same exact lighting theme to kind of tie the whole area in. Let's peer in their place. I almost bought a place here too. Until I almost bought one of these. These are so cool if you have like a corner because it has actual structural bars and cables exposed. Because if you notice, the whole building is slanted and it's got counterweights in the basement and all this other type of shit. That's how they got it to slant. So you get one of these, you actually see it. The structure is actually in your place. But then they told me how much the monthly fees are on top of it. They're freaking freaky astronomical. Freaky. I think at that time they wanted like 255 for the place because most of these were like empty. There was some kept women in there, and there's still tons of kept women. That's a kept woman place. One day I think we might, if we're gonna do like corporate offices west, we might house up in there too because it's just so amazing and convenient, and it's got its own valet, yada yada, whatever. But most of these were empty. So 255, 2 bedroom, 2 bath corner, 255. The building fees were like 2,600, and you can't write that shit off. So I was like, oh, check please. But now it's probably they're probably worth $1,600,000 for the same, but he would have been having to pay 2,600 a month. It might be 32 by now. But beautiful picture nonetheless, a little story to go with it. That's Aria. That is not the valet. That is the Uber and whatever pickup. That used to be a waterfall. I don't know why they turned. So much of this town has changed. So much of this town has changed since the pandemic because they shut it off and they were like, hey, if we don't put it back on, maybe people won't notice. And there used to be a waterfall, and there's those little seats. They look like penguins or some such nonsense right over there. But that used to be a waterfall. It used to change. It was all lit up and colory and whatnot, but not so much anymore. And let's see. But I thought that picture was pretty awesome. Again, foreground interest, background interest, color theory. All right, what do you think that is? And do you think that is actually a bonsai tree? Uh-huh. Those are, okay, the walkway between the Veer and heading across going to, again, city center. Has a giant eraser over there. They have those giant stainless steel planters. I messed with the lens to the point where I got one of those big trees and I put my flash down there. I took the flash off my camera, pro flash, and I stuck it down there and I boinked that. And I made it look like a bonsai tree in the middle of the city. That's like right at the edge of the bridge coming over from the Cosmo. No, coming over from Crystals. Kind of a cool picture, eh? What up, Moon? Remember the other picture I showed you where this was catching all the blue sky reflection, and this is like almost nautical twilight. Not quite blue yet. You could still see a little of the pink from the sun there. City center is kind of awesome. I did the same thing there. I gave that tree a little bonsai look. Like you would not know where that is. I mean, maybe you would recognize that that's the top of the Aria, but I like doing pictures like that too. That's where it actually is. And you don't see these lit up that often anymore either. They're just like, F it, who cares, No one misses it, but that used to be fully lit. Once in a while you'll see those giant planters lit, but for the most part you don't. And those were big. They're even bigger now, and I made them look like little bonsais. Tricked the eye. I like that picture too. We all know what that is, and that is straight up nautical twilight. Planet Hollywood. Where did I take that? I took that from their parking garage, as a matter of fact. Like I said, parking garages are awesome places to take pictures. Pretty much unobstructed views. Pro tip. That I thought. I mean, this is kind of cliche. I'll admit it. It is definitely kind of cliche-ish. but it's cool at the same time because I caught the flag in motion. High shutter. From a technical standpoint, that's a extraordinarily difficult picture because I took it at night, which usually requires a slow shutter speed, but I cranked it the F up to catch the wave and the flag, but still without the distortion and the grain. And it was just like all stars were in alignment. I kind of dig that. Like I said, a little cliche. I've seen that a million times. If you wait around long enough on the right day, you can get that picture. I've seen people Photoshop that too. But I think the flag is boss. Let's just take a moment. Let's take a moment and pray that World War III isn't starting because looks like it is. So God bless everyone. God bless America. Oh, yeah, this belongs in a different collection. This is actually Lake Las Vegas. Yeah, I'll save that. There's another one of the ducks from doing duck stuff. That's like me. I don't like, it's not my spirit animal, a duck. But in behavior, sometimes a duck is just like cruising on the water, but underneath he's like, boom. He's pulling G's underwater. He's putting those big flippers to bear. He's just like, looks reserved on the outside, but making all the moves, That's kind of like how I operate, I try to look, smooth and cash, but deep down inside, I'm paddling away like a freak to get shit done. But that is also at the nature preserve, whatever the heck it's called, over at the Flamingus. Birds have that blank stare. Yeah, the res. You can see like they got little hairs on their noses or beaks or whatever they are. Thought that picture's kind of cool. Oh, that's a cool one. We know what that is, the high roller. One of them has that image, so I had to get that. It's like, what up? That's why you don't do freaky deaky stuff. Because you never know who's got a decent ass camera taking pictures of you. Because that's also from the nature preserve. So that's like, 1,000 feet away. And able to get that level of detail and res. I mean, look at that. You can see all the lights and outlets and screws. You can see screws and nuts and bolts and stuff. Those are all the lights. Look at that. They got a ladder on the outside. Is that nuts or what? Like, who goes up that shit? Not me, bro. Oh, let's see what's on this side. More laddery looking things. No, thank you. Sorry, can't rescue you today. That's another one. Just kind of a groovy bird, doing bird stuff. I dig him, though. Look at the level of detail. I like it. Am I patting myself on the back? No, I'm not. It's just awesome. Can't get that with a freaking iPhone. But it's sexy. Oh, what up, girl? That is, do you know what that is? This mermaid, this bronze mermaid, is actually in the back. Remember I showed you the picture of the wedding chapel? If you walk past the wedding chapel to the right, she is tucked in the bushes where you can barely see her anymore. She was probably a prominent figure at one point, but the bushes grew over her. So she is it's artistic. She's peeling and such. But that is a mermaid that's hidden in the bushes. And it's big. It's life size. But you got to go, maybe they cleaned it up. I haven't been back there in a while. But yeah, it's in the back of the wedding area off to the right before the gazebo. Between the gazebo, if you triangulate, you got the chapel, the gazebo, and the Bugsy Siegel Memorial. She's kind of right in the middle of it by a little water feature. And there's a bench that she kind of looks over, but you can barely see her in the bushes. But I like that photograph. Wonder who modeled for that. She's got that strong jawline. Rah, Scandinavian. There's some more duckos. Again, that was at the Flamingus. Yeah, they're all kind of got that thing going on. Like, what are they thinking about? What do you think he's thinking about right now? He's just like bird. Like I always say, birds are a little creepy. Like, what are they thinking about? They're thinking about eating, knocking boots. What are they thinking about? Bird stuff. Let's see if they got the creepy ass claws. No, they don't have the creepy California claws. Just a little bit. But birds are creepy. But these can be tasty. But they're kind of creepy. I think that's a nice picture. There's another one from the same logo. That was one of the birds that was making out, right? Look at this, doing the 1 foot thing with the creepy claw. That's a colorful bird. I dig that guy. And I think we know where that is. What time is it? 7 o'clock. Whoa, going an hour. I wonder how many more there are. Stay tuned. We'll find out. Caesars. Down there is True Bar. Let's see if we can see True Bar. Was True Bar there? I didn't think True Bar. No, that's from the 3rd floor. True Bar is like another floor down. Ladies. I have a whole series of the ceilings and the inside of that area. Oh, gotta take a picture of a pigeon too. Check out the colors. I mean, if you really take a look, I mean, they're freaking sky rats and they're full of disease and everything. But this guy just caught me. Look at his eye. Is that nuts? Look at the colors of that eyeball. And look at the iridescence. This is just a sky rat. But he looks so proud. I just dug his colors. I had to get him. Look at that eyeball. That's freaky. I mean, you know what? That's actually like a sellable image, believe it or not, of a sky rat. Look at the sky rat feathers. This is a young one too. This is molting out. So I had to give the sky rat some props. Let's look at his eyeball again. That's crazy. Crazy dinosaurus looking eyeball. And no, I don't care what anyone says. Birds are not descendants of dinosaurs. That is theological and scientific bullshit. Evolution is bunk. All right, where's that? That's not a hard one. That is right in front of the palazzo. Again, foreground, background. That's holding up to the test of time. The way they did all those planters and stairs. They're not all, I mean, okay, got some cracks there or whatever, but they're not going anywhere. I like that picture. More of the V. That was before they put up all the plexiglass, because there's that club right there. And dumbasses were throwing their bottles or leaving their bottles on the edge over there, and people pushing them off, and the people down there were getting hit in the head. So, a-holes F it up for everyone. So now there's plexiglass there. Oh, another flaming sky. That's pretty freaking cool. Yeah, I like that. Like I said, once in a while you'll catch one like that. Not often, but you will. How's the connection on your guys' end? I am buffering like a freak on my cell phone. I'm not quite sure why. But is the connection? Let me know if there's any problems. It looks good to me. It's good? All right. I don't know why. My cell phone was buffering there for a second. It's buffering right now. Okay, good. That's why I got distracted. That I thought was an interesting picture. I don't think there's that many more to go. But if you're enjoying it, I will keep going. Again, the Veer, Cosmo, that is where the tram goes. I thought that was a very, again, bluebird skies in the background for the most part, but in this case, it worked because of the colors and yada yada yada. Goes with the industrial pipage, and you could tell the sun is directly overhead because of the shadow. I thought things, I think things through like that. But I think that's an intense picture. Let's see what kind of, oh, this person keeps a dirty place. They used to, before these were all sold out, they used to store like paint cans and all sorts of shit in there when they were selling them off cheap. That's again in the Pan Am look. And again, if it wasn't for these wispy clouds over there, it wouldn't look all that great. I like that shot too. Like that shot. That is pure, straight up Pan Am looking. Clouds peeking out from behind. Yeah, I like that picture. It's an architectural wonder if you think about it. All city center too. I have a picture that I took on the cell phone of where the pool is for the Vidara. It is actually right. If you slid down here like Fred Flintstone leaving the quarry, if you slid down there, the pool is right at the very end. The pool is actually of the Vidara is actually if you're parking in valet and you look up, the pool is actually over your head, which is kind of trippy that they support that entire pool suspended and cars drive underneath it. Kind of a trippy shot too. That is the outside of that's the Veer, and that is the outside of the valet area over at Aria. And again, that worked with the blue sky. That if that had clouds there, it would clash with the metallic look over here and F all the colors up. Plus, the blue was being caught in all the windows. So in that case, it worked. Bluebird skies work. And that is the Veer. Believe it or not, I'm laying down at the very base, and I sat there and lined that picture up. And I think I did. That's how far the tilt is. Like a normal building, you wouldn't even see it. It would end right there. But that is the lean of the Veer. Those are all the floors. You could count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, like rings on a tree. Look at that. Keeps going. Is that crazy or what? I thought that picture's kind of awesome. I dig it. And that works without the clouds, because if the clouds were there, you look at the picture as a whole instead of take the time to go, wait a second, Bror Fredrik, what the hell is that? That was a laying on the back picture. That was, let me see. That's actually the inside of Aria. That is their lobby. I just thought that was just an architecturally interesting picture. That's the inside of the lobby. Check-in is right over here. Right to the other side is where they put all the decorations for the different seasons. I thought that was very Frank Lloyd Wright-ish. Well, we all know what that is. And I think this one I have, yeah, that one's for sale too. I took that with a tilt shift lens from very far away, and it came out freaking spectacular. That's just an awesome, I love this shot. And again, it works. With the clouds, it wouldn't have worked. It worked in this case. Yeah, I love that picture. And there's a different lens, yada yada, same picture. I gave that a little bit of a fade, but that is, for all intents and purposes, that is the entirety of City Center. You can see, let's see, let me get it. No, I can't get it big enough. Yeah, there we go. There you see the older Vegas behind the newer Vegas. The juxtaposition thereof. I thought that was kind of a cool shot. That's that same spot outside the club at the Venetian. Because, I'm a Leo, so I had to give him some love. But I thought that looked rather, yeah, looks kind of haunted castle-y. Let's see what else. Oh, that one looks haunted castle-y AF. That is also the V, same area. I definitely processed this a little bit. I gave it a little bit of a clay finish to give it that Vincent Price kind of vibe. I dig it. Nice picture, too. I like there's just a little bit of light coming from the Bellagio Tower. I'd love to climb up there, too, and see what's what. That was a different kind of sunset. Very odd looking. There's the palms back there. Very odd looking yellow. Like almost a sad yellow. Peeking out, and then the blue was there. Where was that taken? I think that's the bridge between Caesars and Bellagio. And that is the glorious Bellagio. Two young lovers. These are actually some of the only balconies on this building, if you notice. No one tends to notice those, but let me show you. Like starting with this one here, you can tell those are actually balconies. You could, if you rent this room down the middle, it's got a balcony on both sides. I stayed in this one right here. Remember that the very first inn, it was like Bror Fredrik has a suite at the Bellagio or something like that. It was right here. This was it. This more like this was it. That we had that entire suite. Yeah, that was cool. We was up there. That was us. Bonk, that entire corner. I like that picture. And that brings back memories too. Like the lights down there. Let me see. Just got an ad. Let's see how many people we got. Got 75 people. Okay. Surprising me a little bit. Let me stop for a second here. Let's see if I missed a super chat or not. No, okay. Right. Let me drop that down for a second. Oh yeah, I got like 100 more in there. I don't think we're gonna go and finish all those tonight. All right, I think some of you guys are falling asleep at the wheel. So what are we down to? 75 people. All right, seems like we're falling asleep. I'm losing you. All right, we'll continue that another time. Let me know in the comments if you enjoyed that, and if you do want to see more, I'd be happy to do that. Yeah, the steam shower episode, and we did some bed diving and whatnot. Absolutely. All right, you dug them all. Everyone was happy. All right, cool. I'm glad. Let me check one more time. Fan funding, no fan funding. Let me check all messages. All right, cool. So that was fun. Like I said, I got all sorts of collections. I have, let me not knock out my mic again. I've got nature. I've got all places around Las Vegas. I got more downtown and things like that. So if you want to do it, maybe I went a little long this time. I think we went like an hour and 5 minutes on that. So yeah, maybe I'll keep it a little shorter, but I got, like I said, I have in that folder on that computer, well, in the cloud and every other place, I probably have close to 10,000 pics, and you just saw maybe 100 of them. And I got a ton, and some of them are actually unprocessed too. So some of them are raw, but a lot of those are, processed and ready for print. And if If you'd like one, reach out and I'll see what I could arrange for you. If you saw anything that you did like, let me know in the comments. But don't forget, we'll be back in the studio tomorrow. Thursday, we're going to go out and check out the picket lines and see if there's any crazy raucousness going on with the Culinary Union picketing MGM in front of 8 of their properties. That should be interesting. And we'll put some mileage on. If anyone knows what time of day has got an inside track on that, let me know. I will be there. I will make it a point. I don't care if it's 7 in the morning or 10 at night. I want to be there to cover that. And Friday, we'll do AMA, Ask Me Anything, either here or out on the strip. And Saturday night is our usual night out on the town. So I'm going to invite you to like, share, subscribe, and hit that bell button to get notified when I do this again, which is at least 5, sometimes 6 times a week. And if you'd like to support the channel, some super thanks after. Click on any of the links down there. Do all the stuff because it's your support that keeps the channel going, not YouTube support. So I appreciate it, and I thank you. And on that note, Bror Fredrik out.
Check the mic and make sure it sound right, boys.